Hey everybody, this is Gigok7. Welcome back to Pokémon Stadium. This is not going to be a bonus episode. This is the first episode of Round 2 of my Let's Play of Pokémon Stadium. Now, I've already explained what Round 2 is, however, a quick refresher. Round 2 is basically a reset of everything you've done in Pokémon Stadium. However, all the Pokémon are stronger, have better movesets, and the Pokemon that the opponent uses are stronger. However, the Pokemon that we have will remain the same, our rental Pokemon or our imported Pokemon. And to give you a perspective about how difficult I personally see Round 2, is that the Pokeball of Round 2 is about as difficult as the Pokécup Great Ball of Round 1. The Great Ball difficulty is as difficult as the Ultra Ball difficulty of Round 1. The Ultra Ball difficulty is as difficult as the Master Ball difficulty of Round 1. And then the Master Ball difficulty of Round 2 is one step even more difficult than what you have in the Master Ball difficulty of Round 1. So that is a perspective of how difficult the battles are from now on. So they are a tad more difficult, and I have changed a little bit. I've changed a little bit how my strategy is for choosing the Pokemon for the battle. So I'm going to show the team. This is it. So I've recently fully watched all 20 hours of Worcester's his Pokémon Stadium 1 speedrun world record of about 20 hours, in which he goes over Round 1 and Round 2 right after each other. So based on his teams that he uses for his speedruns, I have chosen my team. So this is a one-to-one copy of his team. However, if I personally deem other Pokemon to be better than the one he used in his speedrun, then I will swap those Pokemon out that he uses for another one. However, I feel that for the Petit Cup, he has done a pretty good job of choosing the most optimal Pokemon out of the Pokemon that you can choose in the rentals. So, to quickly go over it, in the first round we had a Machop, who is replaced by a Charmander, because at the first few battles you want a Fire-type Pokemon, and Machop had Fire Blast. However, I felt that a Charmander, who is a dedicated Fire-type, is a little bit better at those battles. In round 1 we also had Coughing, which wasn't quite optimal. However, Ghastly is a lot better with Mega Drain and Thunder. And the other 3 Pokemon, Sandshrew, Voltorb, and Horsey, we had already used, I believe. The only difference is Kabuto is swapped with Poliwag, who is a very, very fast Pokemon, which is what we're going to need, but it also has Hypnosis for that clutch factor. So it's a very good Pokemon. Wish it had Ice Beam, but without it, it's still pretty good. So these are the Pokemon that I'm going to be picking for the Petit Cup Round 2. And I think we're ready now. Let's start off with Round 2 of Pokémon Stadium, Part 4 of our Let's Play. Let's go. Now, this first battle is not too difficult. You really want to watch out for that Ekans and that Bellsprout, because they have Wrap and a move that can get you paralyzed, like Glare and Stun Spore. So you gotta watch out for that. The Pokemon that we're going to be picking are Charmander, Voltorb for the Magikarp, which won't do a lot of damage, and Horsey for its Ice Beam, which can be quite useful. So, it's been years since we first did the Petit Cup Round 1 back in Part 1 of our Let's Play. The first part was the cups, the second part was the Gym Leader Castle. The third part was the bonus episodes, and the fourth part is going to be round 2. So he sent out Bellsprout, which can be quite dangerous for its wrap. However, we used Fire Blast and got him burnt, which is going to do some damage to him every time he attacks. He didn't use wrap because actually I don't really know why he didn't use wrap. It would have been the better option to trap us. So other than the Bellsprout and the Ekans, it shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see here. Ekans is one of the reasons why we also have Voltorb, besides the Magikarp. Because we can paralyze him with Thunder Wave. Alright, so we got another hit in. Actually, we missed. That's alright. Alright, let's just continue to use Fire Blast until Wrap hits us. So we're trying to preserve as much strength and get a perfect match, because we are going to need those continues that you get from getting a perfect match. So we're missing a lot, the opponent and myself. Alright, so we got hit by Wrap, so we can't escape this this attack anymore. So we're going to switch off to Horsey, who is going to be able to finish Ekans with its Ice Beam. So when you switch out, when the opponent has used Wrap, the trapping inside the move stops. It basically resets and he has to do it all over. This is what I was worried about. Ekans is indeed faster than Horsey. Alright, Ice Beam should be able to do it. Alright, so one thing that I want to talk about is that this part is a little bit less focused on the summaries. There will be some summaries of Pokemon that are competitively viable or just really decent Pokemon for the story, you know, the main story of the Pokemon games, or this this game, Pokémon Stadium. But those will be at a later date. You'll see when we get there. Okay, so Oddish is going to be using its Solar Beam, so you want to switch out to Charmander. Alright, I just took a sip of water. Be sure to stay hydrated, everyone. Alright, can we still get a perfect match? I hope we can. A critical hit, so that is not going to be a perfect match anymore. Let's see. We can use Sonic Boom of Voltorb. Or Takedown, excuse me. One of the opponents uses a Voltorb, and that Voltorb has Sonic Boom, I believe. So, a slow process of chipping away at its health until it faints. Alright, we can paralyze it back, however I have a feeling that the next takedown should be able to KO him.
What's this? Yeah, it's a hit. Neither one is conceding an inch.
Alright.
What's next? There, it's a hit. What'll it do?
Critical hit, that's nice. Alright, we are off to the second battle. Unfortunately no perfect, but we can get some perfects in the upcoming battles, so it's fine for now. So we had a little bit of trouble with already with the first battle, so you can expect even more trouble in the next few battles. Alright, this trainer should not be too difficult as well. Just throw Charmander at it. He should be able to do the job. Let's see. You can also use Ghastly really well in this battle with the Pidgey and the Zubat, so I'm going to also pick Ghastly and Horsey because he has Ice Beam. So in this battle, Bulbasaur is used pretty often. Alright, Bulbasaur. We can KO you in one shot with Fire Blast if we're lucky. And Charmander has a really cute animation, I'd say. So, that wasn't a one-hit KO, we can just use Mega Kick to finish it off. Leech Seed can be a little bit annoying, but nothing major. Alright, so that's one Pokemon down. Alright, so Ditto. Its only move is Transform, and you know what Transform does? It copies all the stats and stat changes and typing and moves of the opponent Pokemon. So it should be safe to switch to Horsey now. Yeah. Let's see here. We have Bubble Beam, which can lower the opponent's speed. So it used Growl to lower our attack, but that's not going to do much. Let's see, Bubble Beam should not be able to one-hit KO, I believe. It's very odd for it to go for Growl so often. So we didn't lower its speed, so it's going to be able to attack first in the next turn. Again with Growl, what's happening? Well, we're not really feeling it. Because we did just the fine amount of damage to KO it. Let's see, your next Pokemon. Parasect. We should be able to KO that with Ice Beam. However, Parasect is a pretty decent Pokemon for the Petit Cup. Not a one-hit KO, but it will be able to use Dig. It's weird that it used Dig, because it also has moves like Mega Drain. So that didn't do a lot of damage thanks to Growl. A critical hit, we should be able to survive. Alright. And now the battles are going to be gradually becoming more and more difficult from this battle on. We do have Continue, and that's pretty good. Alright, a Perfect and a Continue. So far, Charmander and Horsey have been the star. Alright, for this next battle, you want to use your Electric-type Pokemon. So, we have Voltorb, and we have Ghastly. They should be able to do the job, and as backup, I'm gonna just use Horsey because it resists all the Water-type attacks. Alright, Ghastly. Shelter, we should be able to one-hit KO that using Thunder. And for backup, we also have the Mega Drain. So, Ghastly, I really underestimated him back in round 1. But with his massive special and his really good speed, he is an excellent Pokemon for the Petit Cup. Alright, Thunder should be able to do the job in 2 hits. And we missed. Alright, Blizzard. Thanks to Ghastly's massive special, that won't do too much damage. Come on now. Alright, another hit, and he should be down. Hopefully we don't get frozen. And we were frozen solid. Let's see. Voltorb. I do believe they have the Sleep Clause and the the Freezing Clause, which prevents too many Pokemon from getting frozen. Let's see, Voltorb has a decent special, not that high. However, it should be able to KO at this point. Ghastly did most of the work. And we missed again. Toxic, alright. Alright. Alright, that's nice. One more Pokemon to go. I hope it's a Water-type Pokemon.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
Let's see. Crably can be a little bit dangerous because it has Sword Stance and Guillotine. Alright, that's another perfect match, so another continue for if we fail a battle. Alright, off to the next battle. And that's a atrocious one. You may remember this trainer from round 1. It is the one that used Explosion a lot in the battle. For him, we want to use Ghastly, especially because it is a Ghost type and resists that normal type attack Explosion. And we want to use Sandshrew, who can tank an Explosion in most cases, especially when it's not a critical hit. And besides that, we want to use Horsey, who is a good Pokemon against the Geodude and the Execute. So we want to start off with Horsey, have Ghastly for when we need to switch in for a Pokemon that's going to use Explosion, and we want Sandshrew last up. So this is a difficult choice. Do I go for the switch into Ghastly because it's going to use Explosion, or am I going to stay with Horsey because it's going to use Earthquake? I'm doubtful. He's going to switch to another Pokemon, which is interesting. I think a switch into Ghastly should be safe about now. Okay. Hopefully it does something like Explosion. Alright, it used Explosion, that's perfect. Hopefully it switches to Geodude now. because we can Mega Drain that. Geodude, alright. So one of the reasons why you also want Ghastly instead of Coughing is its Mega Drain. It's not that strong of an attack. However, when the opponent Pokemon is something like a Geodude or a Kabuto, then it's very, very effective.
What's next? It's not very effective. Will this Pokemon swap change the flow of battle?
Let's see. We can either use Thunder or Nightshade in this situation. I'm gonna go one Thunder. And then continue with Nightshades. We are the same level with slightly less HP. However, we should be able to win this. No, I don't think we're gonna win this. Unless I do a Nightshade and a Thunder.
There, it's a hit. What's next? Good hit.
What scares me is that this Ghastly does have Mega Drain, so it's dangerous to throw out either Sandshrew or Horsey at it. I'm gonna go for Sandshrew, because I want to preserve Horsey for that Geodude. And which move am I gonna go for? I think Dig should be good. This can do a lot of damage. Please don't switch out. Alright. This won't be able to harm us, however, we're going to do a lot of damage to him with our Dig, because it is a 100% power move.
Is it down and out? There's only one Pokemon left in reserve. There's nothing left in reserve.
So in the next battle, I'm going to talk a little bit about a subject I've been saving for this episode. Let's see, we should be able to hit it with Dig, even though it uses Earthquake. It won't damage it. In future generations, that would have been a difficult situation. Geodude does have a decent defense. Alright. We have won this battle. So, it's Horsey.
There's nothing left in reserve. There's just one Pokemon aside now.
And Bubble Beam should be able to do it just fine.
Right down to the one. Bubble Beam. Perfect aim. Oh, it's down. And there goes the battle.
Alright, off to the next battle. We're a little shorter on continues than I would have liked, but we'll manage. I'm confident we can do this, even though the most difficult battles are coming up. Alright. So this trainer is mostly a water type trainer, so it's the same story. Ghastly, Voltorb, and as backup we want Horsey. So Ghastly, Voltorb, Horsey. So one thing that I wanted to talk about is, you know, the move templates information that I put on screen before the battle starts. You know, I show off what moves the opponents have. I used Cerebi as my source of information for those templates, and Cerebi has always had, the coverage of Pokemon Stadium has always had its fair share of, you know, typos or the wrong move listed or the wrong Pokemon listed with the wrong movesets. So recently, it was like a week ago, I went to the Discord of Cerebi, and I just talked to the administrator. I believe his name is Joe. And I just talked to him like, hey, I use your information on your website for my Let's Play, but your coverage of Pokemon Stadium is not 100% perfect, you know. And I, made a suggestion to help to improve the content that was on the website. Oh, luckily that missed. So I contacted him and said, no, I can help you with that. So over the past weekend, I went over every single Pokemon that was listed in the Pokemon Stadium coverage on Cerebi, and I checked, like, is this the right Pokemon? Are these the right movesets? But especially something that I was frustrated at was, is this the correct way that the move was spelled? For example, I've said it before, where self-destruct was spelled completely wrong on the website. So I went through all the content and I basically listed all the errors. I gave that in a document to the administrator, and he has been hard at work at correcting the errors that are in the Pokemon Stadium coverage. But anyway, so that's what I want to talk about for this episode. So the next battles are going to be the most difficult ones so far. So I think we're ready now. Let's go. So I just took a sip of water. Let's see here. This battle can be quite difficult. Especially the Abra, who is probably going to be the strongest Pokemon that we'll ever meet in the Petit Cup, besides the Dratini that we're going to meet. So in this battle, she has a few Fire-type Pokemon and a Ground-type Pokemon. So statistically, it is best to just throw out Horsey, Poliwag, and Sandshrew in this battle. However, what is statistically the best option is not in reality always the best option, because this trainer tends to start off with Clefairy a lot, who does have moves like Thunder, which are going to be very difficult to beat with our Horsey and our Poliwag. However, our Poliwag has Hypnosis, so we have a really good clutch factor. But it is not that bad of an idea, despite the typing of the opponents, to throw out either Voltorb or Ghastly in this battle. So let's see who we're going to use. Alright, so I've chosen Ghastly as our first Pokemon to counter the Clefairy if it's going to be sent out.
That Pokemon must not have been the right choice. Oh, it's Sandshrew.
Let's see, Magnemite has the move Swift, Sonic Boom, Thunderbolt, and Thunder Wave. Let's see, we're going to use Dig. If it switches out, we're going to have a one-hit advantage over the next Pokemon. If Abra comes out at this point, we have already lost because Sandshrew is damaged. Let's see what the opponent is going to do. Please, Abra. Please let it be Abra. Cubone, alright. We have Poliwag for you.
What's that? There, it's a hit. Will this Pokemon swap change the flow of battle?
Let's see, we want to continue with using Dig, because switching out at this point is not a good idea, I think. A surf from Poliwag should be able to do it. 100% sure we are faster than it. Surf, alright. This should be able to do it. But it switches out. Oh god, no. Okay, Surf, do as much damage as possible, hopefully a critical hit. And we'll switch back. Alright, that is excellent. We'll switch back to Ghastly. I don't know how much Ghastly is able to do in this battle. If it one-hit KOs Clefairy, it should be able to clutch out a battle against Cubone. Difficult. Alright, Thunder, please hit. And please KO. Oh no. It's gonna use Psychic, which is super effective and can lower our special. Oh no, come on. I'm going to use Mega Drain, I guess. Please send out Cubone and get a critical hit with Mega Drain. Magnemite. I don't know if we'll be able to do this. Let's just use Confuse Ray. We don't have a better option in this moment. It hit itself in confusion, that good. Now we just want to drain as much damage back as possible with Mega Drain. And hope it switches out. It's not going to do much damage because it has a low attack power. Oh, come on. Survive this, Ghastly. Alright, so we've technically lost this. Unless I can get some very good sleep hacks. Alright, Hypnosis. Please do it. Magnemite is not that fast, I knew that. Alright. If it switches out, we should be able to KO Cubone. This should do a decent amount of damage, because I believe we have 36 special. But we really need that. Are we going to use Hypnosis on it again? I don't know. This is difficult. We should be able to survive one Thunderbolt. Just one Thunderbolt. Yes, that's good. That is so good. So, I want to talk about Abra. Abra is the strongest Pokemon of this battle. It can Psychic, one-hit KO every Pokemon that we throw at it. This should be able to KO it in one turn. Abra will be able to Psychic all Pokemon and KO them in one hit. However, oh no. However, Sentry is able to tank, with some luck, one Psychic from Abra. So, Sentry can survive with 1 HP, can survive the Psychic with 1 HP, and then you'll be able to use Dig at it. And when you use Dig, you can one-hit KO Abra. However, when you're on the ground with Dig, Abra uses Double Team, so it is possible that your one chance at one-hit KOing that Abra is going to miss. And that happens a lot to people at very important moments. So I was really worried about Abra. We still got a pretty difficult fight without Abra, so just imagine what it would have been like with Abra. Alright, so the next battle, a little bit easier in my opinion, but still a pretty difficult battle if things go wrong. So this is a very balanced team, so we want to throw some of our best Pokemon at it. I think Ghastly, Sandshrew, and Horsey should be able to do the job. Ghastly can beat the Kabuto and the Diglett. And Eevee should not be able to do anything against Ghastly because it has mostly normal type moves. And the Pikachu we countered out with Sandshrew. Horsey we countered, Vulpix we countered that with Horsey. So let's go.
This is it, the semi-finals. No one wants to lose, having come
Alright.
so far.
So when you start with the matchup of Ghastly versus Pikachu, you should switch out to
Changing Pokemon. That Pokemon must not have been the right choice.
to Sandshrew,
Oh, it's Sandshrew.
because Pikachu cannot do a lot against Sandshrew.
Can't use Thunder Wave. The move
Should we
failed.
use Dig? I don't think so. Slash will do about
Made itself or evaded.
about 3/4 of the amount of damage that Dig will do if he switches out to another Pokemon. However, it's going to stay in and use Double Team, playing it safe. However, if we did Dig, it could have switched out to another Pokemon, and that would have been dangerous. So Slash can still do a decent amount of damage.
It still won't attack. What a flash! Hit the weak spot.
Alright, so that's one Pokemon down.
What will the next Pokemon be?
Let's see here, what's your next Pokemon? Should we switch out?
Oh, it's
Alright, so Eevee,
This is a fight between two different types of Pokemon.
Sandshrew should be a decent Pokemon to use against Eevee. Our damage output should be about the same, especially when it uses non-attacking moves like Toxic and Sand Attack. If things get very difficult, we can switch out to Ghastly. But I currently don't see it getting too difficult for Sandshrew right now, especially when Slash critical hits. Alright. Double Edge is going to do a lot of damage because it is a level 30 Pokemon, so its damage output is raised above ours. But it's going to also do some damage back to Eevee. Alright, so fortunately Sandshrew lost this 1v1 against Eevee, but that's fine. Ghastly can finish it off. Alright. Ghastly should be able to do it with one Mega Drain. I think we might be faster than it. Not 100% sure. And the remaining Pokemon that this trainer has shouldn't be too difficult for Ghastly, even if Diglett is thrown out, which we can just Mega Drain. Alright, Meowth. Meowth, not too difficult. It can use Screech, Body Slam, Thunderbolt, and Bubble Beam. We should be able to outdamage it. If Thunder just hits. Oh, come on. Do I need to use Mega Drain?
There's the attack. A decent hit. What now? No!
That did less damage than I was hoping for it to do. Let's see here. If we just keep hitting it with Mega Drain, we shouldn't win exactly. So I'm going to use Thunder as the last resort now.
The heated battle rages on.
Thunder just needs to hit.
Wonderful. There, it's a hit.
Come on, Thunder, hit. Thunder, hit.
What's this?
Yes. Alright, so we won also that battle, which can be quite difficult when you've chosen the not too optimal Pokemon. Ghastly did clutch it out for us, so now we're off for the final battle. Alright, 3 continues should be plenty. So alright, so this battle can be quite difficult. You just need to have the optimal Pokemon for it. For Ammonite, Farfetch'd, Psyduck, and Sandshrew, we're going to use Ghastly. For Voltorb, Sandshrew, and Dratini, we're going to use Sandshrew. And for Dratini and Sandshrew and Farfetch'd, we're going to use Horsey. Let's go for the final battle. Alright, let's see what the starting matchup is, because based on that, this battle could be difficult. Alright, so against Voltorb, I think we want to switch out to Sandshrew. Now, Voltorb has Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Explosion, and Toxic, so I'm not 100% sure what it's going to do. Either Toxic or Explosion, or switch out. I'm going to bank on it using Explosion, so I'm going to switch back to Ghastly, hoping that the Explosion will be in vain. Explosion, alright, that's good. Alright, so it's 2 against 3 Pokemon. We should be able to win this.
What will the next Pokemon be? Oh, it's Ammonite.
Ammonite, so for Ammonite is why we have Ghastly with its Mega Drain. That should do a lot of damage.
Looks like a bad Pokemon choice.
I was hoping that it could 2-hit KO. However, Ammonite does have a decent special and Surf is pretty strong of a move, so it can do a lot of damage back to us. Hopefully Mega Drain KOs now. Critical hit, alright, that's really nice. That is pretty nice. Can we also make this a perfect battle? Farfetch'd, alright. Farfetch'd cannot do a lot against Ghastly other than use Fly, so we have won this battle. Alright, so that is the Petit Cup Round 2 done. This was episode 1 of Round 2, and that went pretty smoothly with 3 continues. Alright, so I guess that's the end of episode 1, Round 2 of Pokémon Stadium. I'm still doubtful if I'm going to call this episode 15 of Pokémon Stadium or episode 1 of Round 2. I'm not 100% sure yet. However, what I do know is we have one of our challenges over with. So, This has been Gigoku7 for the Petit Cup Round 2. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching all the previous content leading up to this. So this has been Gigoku7. See you guys next time when we take on the Petit Cup.